Feel free to box. Good morning, Malachi's Madhouse. Good morning, Truly Phoenix. How are you? Yeah, that can go. Making decisions. Good morning, Nietzsche. Decisions, decisions. Good morning. Oh yeah, timeless treasures. Hey, Mamarazzi. I'm in the auction tent. Let me show you what it looks like right now. It will not look like this on Saturday morning. Hang on, switch. There we go. That's in the. It's another piece that just arrived to go into the um, Western wear show that I have on Whatnot coming up. So I am sorting through all of this. Some interesting stuff just came in. If you are interested in anything, you can send me a pre-bid and then I will sell it to you on Whatnot afterwards if you win. So technically you can still buy it on Whatnot. If nobody else outbids you at the live auction, you can just tell me your pre-bid. The coolest thing we found today, sorry, I'm trying to go slow. We have a Midge. Hello, Midge. Is this. It is a Sweet and Doyle butter cutter. I have to find out what year this was made. It feels like 20s, 30s, but I have to find out. And you turn the handle and it automatically, as you can see, there's little divots there. It automatically. Good morning, Donna. Donna is like everyone. Donna is a superstar when it comes to watches. I didn't get a chance to like brag about how awesome you are. I will in a second after I talk about this thing. So you turn it and then it cuts little pats of butter. So they write 4 pats of butter at a time. Isn't that cute? Anyways, Donna from Absolute Flipping Deals, who hasn't done a show yet, but she will. She will, even if I have to come up there and do it with her. She's gonna have a show. Is like I've never seen someone with so much expertise on watches. People were coming up and asking about watches. So watches are a thing. Watches are a huge thing because like she barely ever got a break before someone else was coming up to her section of the booth and asking about her watches and talking to her about watches, and watch geeks coming up talking with her about watchy things. It was pretty amazing, Donna. Pretty amazing. You're like, you know way more than I know about Canadian pottery. You know way more about watches than I know about Canadian pottery. Good morning to Vintage Goods by Ruda and Dave from Alberta. Good morning, Quinn B. And who else is in here? Nietzsche. And Chic Find and Pop Vibes. I love that. Chic Finds and Pop Vibes. Good morning. All right, I'm just sorting through boxes, trying to decide what is going to go into this auction this week, and if not, future auction. There's one more auction to go. One more live auction to go. And then I can get back to... It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I really liked doing the market. I didn't like all the work. Don't like all the work, but I guess there's some people who enjoy the work of doing a market, but I do not enjoy the work of doing a market. Uh-oh. It is raining, by the way. I'm under a big tent outside. It's a little damp, so I'm glad I put on a sweatshirt. I was thinking I shouldn't, but then I was like, it is very... Ola, oh yeah, Timeless Treasures was there too. By the way, can you guys remind me to bring the banners with me on Saturday? We need to hire somebody so that we can just go out and go shopping. And we need a booster. We need a booster that actually works. What is in here? I don't even remember this stuff coming out. I think this box is stuff that never actually came out. Yeah. All right, that can wait too. Good morning, Cap City. I wonder if there's like professionals who that's all they do is like set up market booths. That could be a thing. Somebody turn that into a business in South Central Ontario, please. Expect light rain soon. Expect to start at your location at 10:35. It's starting already. Weather app, you are behind the times. It wasn't far from you. Vintage next year. Next year. Plan for next year. It'll be the same-ish weekend. So you can just start planning now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. Oh, it's so hard to make decisions. I don't think, is this my stuff? Why is this not, why do I not recognize this stuff? I guess it is my stuff. You'll be aware. Okay, come and say hi. I'll probably still be here if I haven't like given up. If the rain gets really heavy, I'm giving up. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, it was super busy. Yeah, it was definitely a very, very busy market. I really would like to do one year. I would really love to do the what's it called? The Toronto one. The Toronto one. I would love to do the Toronto one day. One day in the future. Okay, I need to go through that. So where am I going to put this? This one is happening. I'll be back in a second. Hang on. I'm just destroying things. Okay, I'm back. We are going to need a bigger booth next year. I thought our booth was big as it was, but we definitely need a bigger booth. Awesome, Ruda. I don't know, like the Toronto one is way, way more expensive. Oh shoot. Hang on. We've got to do some damage control over here because I don't know if you can hang on. I don't know if you can see this. Bloop, bloop. Switch. Do you see that? That needs to be fixed now before it gets worse. Oh dear. Hang on, everybody. I'm going to put you in a basket for a second. I can't remember. The Toronto one was like this past weekend. Or it's this weekend. I can't remember. Last weekend or this weekend. Oh god, that's really heavy. Ah. Hang on. Please hold. Welcome to my life. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Hang on. Let me see if I can make it so you can see the joy of what I have to do right now. I'm going to put you. All right. Okay, hang on one second. Got to cover up this stuff before it gets wrecked by my really fancy work here. Holy cow. All right, here we go. Don't do this. We are going to have a major problem on our hands. Mother would say, major problem. Welcome to my life. Okay, we're just going to leave it up like that. We're going to leave it propped up for now. Okay. Good morning, Vicky. I'm just going to take you guys with me here. Hang on. Switch. Oops. No, switch. Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. What did I miss? No Mama Drama XO is a new Canadian seller, and her first show is tomorrow. Bookmark her show. I love that name. I think I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this little cup thing that I'm using to hold you guys right now. Okay. So our Ruda, the market that we do every year as Whatnot Sellers Together is in it's in Roseneath, Ontario, which is just above Coburg. Is there anything good? Yes, there's some interesting things, but I don't know if there's anything you would be interested in, Donna. To be honest, but there's another consignor who's probably coming today to drop off more stuff. I hope, because she always has fun things. So she's one of my favorites. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Canadian Treasures. How are you? Good morning, Sherry Wynn. Hello, Kelly Irish. Welcome in. Welcome in. Anybody else that I missed, I apologize if I missed you coming in. So I'm in the auction tent. I'm looking through boxes. Your job is to chat and distract me so that I don't get done what I need to get done. That's a rule here, is you distract so that I can't get anything done. Some weird, all right, weird, wacky stuff. This is going over to this side. Good morning, Rodney. Good morning, Kelly. Right. Well, we'll work on the boxes behind me now. It's very cold in Manitoba. It is. Karl Marx, what's up? Have you overthrown the government yet? Hurry up. Can you please? Clearly, democracy is not working the way it's supposed to. Hurry up, Karl. I need you, Karl. Things are getting weirder. Like, there is no way that UN assembly speech was some kind of strategy, like world domination strategy. Unless the strategy was to piss off everyone in the world. This we're keeping. I think we're keeping. Oh, yeah, we're definitely keeping that. Yeah, we're definitely keeping that. But not these. These can go. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Donna. Do you actually expect me to do the ads too? I'll get around to that. No, Karl, I am at the auction tent once a month. I do a live, because I'm an auctioneer. So I do a live in-person auction in a tent, down by the river, outside in Hastings, Ontario, once a month. And trust me, once a month is more than enough for my little heart to bear, because it is a lot of work. Carolyn's coming too. Yay! Awesome. Yay, Carolyn's coming too. Okay, I'm grabbing another box. I'm just sorting through boxes to determine what's coming to the auction and what is going to wait until later. Auction. This looks like all auction. All auction. Sherry, the next auction is on Saturday. Yeah. Okay. So the last auction that I'm doing this year is on October 20 something. The last Saturday in October, which I thought was the 30th, but it's not. But it's October 20. I want to say October 25th, but that's probably wrong. But it's the last Saturday. That's going to be the last one. It's going to be freaking cold. And so I'm warning everybody, it's probably going to be really freaking cold because it's the last Saturday. Yeah, or you can go to my Instagram, the Red Rooster Shop with an E on the end, Shoppy. An extra P and an extra E on the end, the Red Rooster Shop, and you'll find the details. You don't have Instagram, Sherry. Get an Instagram, then you too can doom scroll every morning. Hopefully, it's going to be warm until after the auction. Hopefully. Oh, you do. Either way, just you can even like look me up, and then it'll show you without you having to actually have Instagram. It should let you in without you actually having to have Instagram. I'm being all like a nosy neighbor and looking outside to see what all the traffic is. It is nonstop traffic here. Hastings, this small little village, but everybody has to drive through it to get anywhere. What is in here? Yeah, okay. This can all go. The Red Rooster Shop. It's in my, if you look in my profile, which is up here somewhere. If you look in my profile, if you scroll down to the bottom of all the jibber jabber that I put in my profile, I put in my Instagram handle. Oh, hang on. Coming. All right. Oh. So, whew. While I'm here going through boxes, does anyone have any whatnot questions that I can potentially answer? Potentially. Ooh, there they are. Found them. Tin. Stain. Salted stain. Okay, sorry. You're looking for little weed pots, like little things to put your weed in. How do you add giveaways? So, good morning, Rebecca. So first of all, I think I don't like giveaways, but if you want to do a giveaway, because they're expensive for Canadians to ship out, but if you want to do a giveaway, you create a giveaway just like you create a regular item. But when you get to the part after the pictures and the category and the description, after you get past all that, then it's going to ask you for four little there's three. So it's the choice is the tab buy it now or auction or giveaway. Now you can only set up a giveaway when you're in a show. So that's the easiest way. So you go into the show that you want to have a giveaway in, and you hit the plus sign at the bottom, first you hit the little house button, and then you hit the plus sign at the bottom, and then you want to start creating you can do a temporary listing if you want, that's fine, or you can create a quality listing that's got a picture on it. I think that's a good idea just so that people can see what it is that they're getting. Then you get less people complaining because they entered the giveaway just automatically without thinking about whether or not they wanted the thing that they were going to get. Anyways, you do the listing. When you get to the point where it's buy it now, auction, or giveaway, then you select giveaway. Now, for Canadians, I suggest you turn on international giveaway and make it followers only. So that people have to follow you in order to enter the giveaway, which is literally, it'll say you need to follow this person, click here to follow, and then they follow. Easy peasy, cheesy weasy. And so followers only. And if you're a Canadian seller, turn on international giveaways. If you are a US seller, international giveaways are extremely expensive because you have to pay the minimum amount if it's to ship it to whichever country the person lives in. And if you are shipping out stickers and that sort of thing, which is the usual giveaway in most shows, or cards, baseball cards or whatever, you can't, if an international person wins, you can't ship it the way you would to a US person through the letter mail program. You have to use a packet. So to ship up to Canada would be over $20 US, whereas to ship within the US is probably going to be 93 cents. So it's a huge difference. And to be honest, there are going to be a few people out there who are going to say, it's not an international giveaway, you should do an international giveaway, blah, 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 and try and guilt you into it. If you can't afford 20 bucks or 30 bucks to ship that out, don't give in to the guilt. Do not give in to the guilt. That's just rude. Sherry asks, is there a buyers only giveaway for international giveaways? You can set up a buyers only giveaway, and I haven't in a long time, so I assume that now they've taken down that barrier, which before was an issue where you couldn't do international giveaways for buyers only giveaways because of cross-border issues around gift with purchase, like a gambling thing. I think they've gotten around that. It used to be that you couldn't do an international giveaway when you were doing a buyers only giveaway. Now, my opinion on buyers giveaways is that you need to be aware that if you do a buyer's giveaway, that the person who wins could be somebody who hasn't made a purchase, because legally, Whatnot and you are required to allow people to fill in a form, like a no purchase necessary. If you go to McDonald's and they have that like Monopoly game, you can fill in a form and get a Monopoly pieces for free, right? Without making a purchase. It's the same thing. Legally required by law in almost every country in the world, legally required that you don't have to be a buyer in order to enter the giveaway. So, yes, you do save money by doing an a buyers only giveaway, because the person who wins is likely to be someone who purchased from you, and therefore you're just adding it to the box and the shipping may be 0 or 50 cents or 25 cents. However, if you do a giveaway partway through a regular 99.999% of people aren't going to fill in the form for a giveaway. However, there are people who that's all they do is just go around entering giveaways. Givey goblins is what they're called, and they enter buyers giveaways too. And so you need to be not upset. You need to be aware that if you do a buyer's giveaway, that the person who wins could be somebody who did not buy, and you need to just let that go, suck it up, buttercup, and send out the item. The item that you said was the giveaway. So that's the only thing with buyer's giveaways. If you are totally cool with someone who's not a buyer winning that giveaway, then do buyer's giveaways. But if you feel like, even if it is 99.999%, Murphy's Law, if you have a problem with a non-buyer winning a buyer's giveaway, a non-buyer will win your giveaway. It's Murphy's Law. So if you have an issue with a non-buyer winning your giveaways, then don't run those giveaways. Okay, there, I've said it. I said what I said. Rebecca Relic says, I've seen people do it with the wheel game for buyers. I would just be careful around that, because that is technically using Whatnot systems for a different purpose, and it is it's circumventing the laws. It's circumventing the laws, and so therefore technically it is illegal. So TCG says, question, it's one of 3. Look at you. It seems like for the past 2 months, if someone won a giveaway and they already paid for shipping before winning it, I wouldn't have to pay for shipping as they've already paid for it. It seems like as of 2 weeks ago, that has changed, where the buyer's already paid for shipping, they win the giveaway, then I pay that giveaway shipping. Is this new? Are you using a custom shipping profile at all in your show? That'd be my first question. You are using custom shipping profiles in your show? Then does your giveaways custom shipping profile match the rest of your show. If your giveaway doesn't have the exact same custom shipping profile, then yeah, you're paying for a second shipment out for the person who won the giveaway. And I do like the strategy of running your giveaways. Do a regular giveaway partway through your show so that there's already people who have won. I do find that if you're willing to pay the amount of money it's going to cost for shipping. Okay, good. You figured out. Yeah, it's the key thing about custom shipping profiles is if you're going to use a custom shipping profile in your show, then you need to have everything that you sell in your show and everything you give away in your show, plus what's in your buy it now, all needs to be the same custom shipping profile. Otherwise, there's going to be multiple boxes that are created for one person, and you don't want that. Oh, you're welcome to. It's okay. It's I created these. I made these mistakes. So, and other people have made the mistakes. So you're basically learning from a whole bunch of other people as well as myself. Retro City, said Collectible says this happens to me as well, but I have no custom shipping profile. I feel like it'll charge you depending on whether it went over a specific weight. Yeah, so if you were to, so say somebody's bought a bunch of things and then they win the giveaway, if that weight pushes them up a little bit, then it could cost you like $1.50, $4.50 or something like that. But if you don't have any custom shipping profiles, it should just give you a partial amount, not the full like $10 or $14 or whatever that person had for their first item. It shouldn't do that for the giveaway. If it does, message, yeah, it should be a partial amount, not the full amount. If you see a full amount or a separate shipment, then and you don't use any custom shipping profiles at all in any of the items that they bought, then it's a glitch. Vintage Goods by Ruda says, I do not use custom shipping for jewelry, but it's hard to get 13 by 13 by 13 boxes. So first and foremost, don't worry about buying boxes that are going to be exactly like 13 inches by 13 inches by 13 inches. Look for boxes, especially find recycled ones if you can, that are close to that. But it all depends on the items that you're going to be putting in and the weights that they are and how much that person got charged for shipping. Sometimes you can go over 13 by 13 by 13 and not have a shipping adjustment. You do get 5 free shipping adjustments. I would suggest that buy the boxes that are going to work best for you. And if you need to, you can set up a custom shipping profile if you find that those are the only boxes that you use for all of your shows. Good morning, Fintiquity. Good morning, Blindsy. Good morning, live stream. How are you? I'm in the auction tent. I'm sorting through boxes of stuff, trying to determine what's going in the auction tomorrow. Good morning, Nana's Nifty Thrifting. How are you? So hang on, I'll be right back. You're almost ready for Saturday. Woo! Me too. I'm not even close to being ready for Saturday. You're camping. Magic the Gathering Spider-Man live stream. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Retro City Collectible says, just a heads up for everyone, be careful with your emails. I think there's a new whatnot scam going around targeting emails. Interesting. I saw the message, but I didn't get a chance to look at it. I will definitely look at that. Hang on. Everyone, please hold for a second. I'm going to go look and see. So, I don't know what you're looking at right now. Did you put it in general? There it is. Your whatnot count. It would definitely not say dear seller. Verify account. That, yeah, definitely don't click on it. I would go into your whatnot profile and see if everything looks fine. Good morning, Hannah's Nifty Thrifting. Yeah, so if you do get an email from Whatnot that says that your account is suspended, go and look on Whatnot first. And it shouldn't just say Dear Seller. It should, they don't usually start their messages like that. Let me look at a Whatnot message. Hang on. Uh-oh, what's this invoice for? Ooh. Trying to see. Yeah, it doesn't usually look the way, it's not usually formatted the way, if you do get a message from Whatnot. It tends to not be, leave a review on Trustpilot. Oh, I missed that. Yeah, everything seems to be like a format where you get, I can't show you. This is where I miss having a second phone. Yeah, Whatnot sends messages is on the message under the Whatnot message tab. But Vintiquity, this is a message that goes directly to your email address that says that your account has been suspended and that you need to click here to verify all of your bank account details and give us your ID and all kinds of stuff. And Whatnot that's just not normal. So it's outside of Whatnot's DMs. Nana's Nifty Thrifting says, my daughter's first show, she got that. Whatnot does send messages to your email. It does. You get Whatnot support messages usually. Whatnot sends messages to your email. Things like your show is starting, or here's a recap of how your show went. It depends on your settings, but also like, hey, we have this event coming up. And yes, if you have been suspended by Whatnot, you will get an email, partially because if you have been blocked from using Whatnot, they email you because you can't use Whatnot app to get in. So yeah, so if you do see a message that says your account needs to be verified or anything else, don't click on it. What kinds of things I'm selling 0 today. Today I'm not selling anything. I am just getting everything set up for Saturday, because it's a big auction. So I'm just organizing everything. So Nanny Sifting Thrifty says she did get a message that said to verify everything, but make sure to verify that message is actually coming from Whatnot, because the email address that it showed, if you want to look, it's on our Discord, our unofficial Whatnot Canada Discord. The link is in the show notes there. Angela, good morning. How are you? All right, let me just go in here. Gosh, I am using a cup right now to hold you guys up. Is I fancy? Okay, here we go. Start auction. There we go. Don't buy this. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I'm just going to move you guys around a bit here. This is so fancy. There's like a little piece of paper holding you guys at a certain angle and everything. High tech. High tech, I'm telling you. Always. Only high tech. It told her an artwork sold, but when we checked the actual site, the item was not sold. Okay. But make sure that you can email that kind of stuff to trustandsafety@whatnot.com so that they know that it happened, because I think it's really key that that they're aware of these scams, these scammers, so they can do something about it. I mean, they can only do so much, but they can always warn, etc. No. All right, this one can go in the auction. Oh. Next, I'm sorting boxes. If you got one of those too. I don't often check my email. I find that most of my important Whatnot messages go into a different folder because I use Gmail. And for some reason, Gmail doesn't think that whatnot's important, so it keeps ignoring the key messages that it shouldn't. Oh, decisions. That for sure. Oh, I hate making decisions. Sorry, everybody. Hang on. Oh, golly geez. Okay. All right. Any tiny pots? No tiny pots right now that I've seen so far. But the day is young. The crazy bead lady, Bamboletto. Good morning. How are you? Nanny's Nifty 30 says, just like when the bank freezes your card because of repeated orders. Yeah, it doesn't understand the whatnot. Nobody understands whatnot. They'll get used to it. I think a lot of, like, Gmail needs to get, part of it is we need to teach our Gmails what to look for. This is definitely going in the auction. Running a space. I need to actually make room for somebody who's bringing a whole bunch of things in. So I feel like I'm on a timeline here. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm here. I'm sort of here. I'm in the midst. Can I say midst? In the midst of je ne sais quoi time. Too much going on. Not enough time or energy to do it all. I do have a space for sound. I did leave that corner there. There's currently a lawn chair by there. I did leave a space for sound. Thank you again to Nasdaq 50 says, I have an order coming back from the States. Will I have to pay anything? You should not have to pay anything. I have 2 orders that it says are coming back, but I don't think they're actually going to come back, to be honest. You shouldn't have to pay anything for the return. But I would message support to find out, because has anybody in here, Jyray's Closet, good morning. Has anyone in here, a Canadian seller, sold to the US and had a return using UPS, and did UPS charge them any money for that return? Anybody in here? Let me know if you have. Because this is all new to us, right? Like, can you believe it's like been less than a month since all this poop hit the fan? Clickers can go. This can go. This can stay. Okay. It feels like, I don't know. It feels like it's been forever that we've been dealing with this, but it really isn't forever. Sorry, just gonna move you. Oh. I found the bin of all my black lights that I couldn't figure out where they all were. Found it. It's a miracle. Where did this go? Oh, that goes on here. Trying to carefully put things in here so I don't break anything, because I'm very good at breaking stuff these days. I have become extremely good at breaking stuff. Okay, so if you're new to me, welcome in. My name is Kim. I'm the Red Rooster. We're currently in the auction tent, which the last Saturday of every month I do a live in-person auction and sell a bunch of stuff as quickly as I possibly can. So that's what I'm setting up for. And I really would like to just go home and take some pain meds and crawl into bed. But I can't. I just have to live with the pain right now. And I think I'm looking for some golden books. This is all. Oh, that's staying. Okay, so feel free to ask your question and share your shows. I don't have a hot topic today. There's no new news on the yet on Canada Post, unless I missed it, unless it happened later this morning, because I did start my morning early, so earlier than usual. So let's see. Cup W, go. Okay, they still have the national ban on flyers. Today, at 12:45 p.m. Eastern, the Minister Lightbound, who is minister responsible for Canada Post, will be doing a press conference. And Joel Lightbound will give an update on the future of Canada Post tomorrow at 12:45 p.m. Eastern. The advisory explains that the minister will provide details on new measures to address the challenges facing Canada Post and advance its transformation. So, the government is basically saying we're going to be making changes to Canada Post. So, guaranteed, Canada Post isn't going to be presenting an offer today to the union if the minister is doing an announcement today about the future of Canada Post. So watch this space. This could be a fight between the union and Canada Post and the government all at once. The Faja, good morning, Mike. How are you doing? Sending you lots of love. Add the other side to this. I'm holding the phone right now. Hang on. Let me put you guys back in the sugar bowl. Yes, you're being held by a sugar bowl. Smith Ross, good morning. The Crazy Bee Lady says, show tonight, 8:30 Eastern, showcasing newest statement collage brooches, many Art Deco inspired, and several animal related pieces. The Crazy Bee Lady has the most amazing stuff. Nana's Nifty Thrifting has brass and vintage and antique books October 1st at 12:30. The Crazy Bee Lady says, special deal for American buyers to help offset the $24 plus UPS brokerage fee. I'm offering a $20 coupon on total purchases exceeding $100. Okay, so if you do so just so you know, coupons are for only apply to one item at a time. So you may have to offer like a coupon that they get when they receive their item that they can use in a future show, maybe. That's the challenge, is that it's on not on the total of their purchases for the whole show. It's for the one item at a time. So if you set up a coupon that's $20 off anything $100 or more, then it would only be on a so basically what you could do instead is offer like 15 or 20% off coupon and give multiple coupons, offer multiple 15 to 20% off coupons that they could use, which would then, if you gave them 4 of those, that would add up to $20-ish, depending on what they're buying. Yeah, that would be my recommendation, is just say, to help offset, I know there's a brokerage fee, so I'm offering 2 coupons at 15% and 2 coupons at 20% that you can use for your first 4 items, or whichever items you want to use them for. So yeah. And Jaire's Closet has a plush show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Pistachio Cowgirl says, I've been out of it recently and off whatnot. That's okay. We all do it. Well, maybe not me. Everyone but me. What does shipping to the US look like right now? It's not a big question. So let's talk about it. Hang on. And Ella 777 is second show tomorrow of vintage decor and Halloween decor, 4 p.m. Eastern time or 1 p.m. Pacific time. Someone tag Cobweb Vintage to let her know. How can I change my username on my phone to be the same as on my iPad? It sounds like what you're doing is you're signing in through a different account. So check the email that you sign in on, or are you signing in via Google on your phone and then signing in via Apple on your iPad? That will create two users. So you want to figure out whatever you sign in on your phone. So sign out of Whatnot on your phone and then sign in again and see whether it's an email address that you put in, whatever you do. Yeah, it sounds like that's what it is that you probably signed in using Google on your phone, and then on your iPad you used Apple, and so it's technically you're on not that there's anything wrong with having two usernames as long as you don't use it for nefarious purposes. It's perfectly fine. It's just a matter of let me see, where am I here? No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, start auction. I gotta lift you guys up out of the sugar thingy so I can be able to slow down. All right, so let's talk again about and if you're a Canadian seller and you'd like to put something like this up, that little image that's down here of Uncle Sam as a crossing guard saying stop, you can get that in our Discord. You go to our unofficial Whatnot Canada Discord. You don't need the app. You can do it on the web. Unofficial Whatnot Canada Discord. Join, and then you can go to there's a tariff channel where we talk about tariffs. That's where I've put this image. Everyone can use it. I created it, so I'm giving you copyright free permission to use it as you wish for whatever you want. If you want to make t-shirts, whatever. Knock yourself out. Okay, so Pistachio Cowgirl asked, what is it like to ship to the US right now? So on Whatnot, the only way to ship to the US is using UPS. So you need to make sure that you go to ups.com and find the closest UPS drop-off to you, or you can also check to see whether they do local pickup. You can even call them, and I know it takes time to wait for someone to talk to, but they can also check for you whether or not you can do local pickup if you don't live close to a UPS drop-off location. So that's first and foremost you need to do is check to make sure that you can actually drop off UPS packages, because it's going to automatically do that. If you cannot use UPS because you live in the middle of BF nowhere and Canada Post is your only option, and there's no pickups, there's no drop-offs near you, then you're going to need to put a message that says, if you're a US customer, please do not bid because I will have to cancel your order. And make that like loud and clear, put it in your show notes, put it like in a piece of paper behind you, or like if you're showcasing things like this. So say this was your background, then you would put right here, US buyers don't buy. Make sure you say that. There is no way to turn off international purchase. Like, it's not like eBay. You can't say this person can use it. This person, I mean, this brain fart. You can't say this particular country can use it and this one can't. Okay, I see your second profile there. So whatever you did, that you want to do, unless you want, which one do you want? I see what you did there. Gyrace, what kind of plush? Tell me about what kind of plush you're selling, because I'm very interested. Okay, so back to it. So UPS. So it's going to go by UPS. Now, the price is a little bit more to ship because of that. But Whatnot got a pretty good deal on that. The issue is that the minimum charge that we have seen, because what happens is that the buyer will only pay for shipping. The buyer will have to pay the customs fees, the tariffs, the taxes, and duties when they receive their item. And what we have seen so far is that it is a $24 minimum charge from UPS, not the American government, from UPS to do the customs declarations and everything. I think part of that may be that it's so expensive is because it's UPS. And secondly, I think it might be more expensive because Whatnot does not use HTS codes correctly, which are the codes that the American government is looking for to determine what kind of taxes and duties and possible tariffs there are on the item. So country of origin is important, but also the HTS code, which is different from the HS code, which is a shorter one. The HTS code is the long form one that drills down, like this t-shirt is made from cotton and blah 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 blah. Like there's huge differences between like polyester clothing and cotton clothing and mixed clothes. Like it is, the HTS codes are so complicated. So Gyray's Closet has Squishmallows, Disney, Thai, Douglas, Vintage, and Modern, Webkins, Dandy, Gans, and Gund. Oh my gosh. Okay, so everyone check out Gyray's Closet show, which is tonight at 8 p.m. if you love plush. Plush is a great thing to give to kids for Christmas, by the way, everybody. Shop with Danny. Good morning. So Pistachio Cowgirl says, looks like I will keep my shows on pause for a little longer, hoping it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. He's not going to change his mind. It's a seismic shift in how the U.S. is doing international commerce, but I don't see it going away because Congress already passed in the big beautiful bill that in 2027 de minimis exemption was going to go away. So the key thing about this is to know that de minimis exemption is what was taken away on August 29th. No new tariffs were added on August 29th. The de minimis exemption was removed, which if you're a Canadian and you've ever bought anything from outside of Canada, you know that we really don't have much of a de minimis exemption. De minimis exemption means for the smallest things, they're exempt from taxes and duties. So since 1938, the United States of America has had significant de minimis exemption on items. In Canada, that is $20 Canadian. In the United States, on August 28th, it was $800 US. August 29th, it became $0 US. So that all items coming into the United States will be taxed, and there will be duties charges applied, plus tariff charges. So there are some items made in Canada, United States, or Mexico that are exempt from most tariffs, taxes, and duties. However, that does not mean that shipping it down to the States won't require UPS to create paperwork to prove that. And that is why, even if you sent a whole bunch of Canadian pottery down, that's all, now I haven't double checked that it's CUSMA exempt, but if it was, then there still wouldn't be an avoidance of that $24 fee that UPS charges. So like I sent 2 items down. The person paid, I think, $10 for both items. And the charge was like $27 and something odd cents. It was $3 and I think 47 cents from the government and $24 from UPS. So here's the thing though. If you're a Canadian buyer, you know that when you want something and it's in the States and the only way to get it is to buy it from someone in the States, and you know you're going to end up with a customs bill, which we've been used to all our lives, we just buy the item anyways and suck it up when we get that bill from the government, right? Americans are going to end up doing the same thing. Just give them time. It's going to take longer for them because, one, misinformation in the United States, and two, it's been 3 or 4 generations for most people, most Americans. It's 3 or 4 generations of their family have had nothing to worry about, because the de minimis exemption was around since 1938 and just got eliminated less than a month ago. So give them time, give them grace, take the time, don't get upset, and I mean, you can start a rant, but you can say, contact your government. 5calls.org. The number 5calls.org is where they should go to find the 5 telephone numbers and 5 email addresses for their elected officials who make decisions, who can then turn around and say, we don't want this anymore. We want a de minimis exemption brought back of some sort. It probably will be brought back, but it will not come back at $800. I can see it coming back at maybe $50 or something like that. But part of it is a Buy America thing. Part of it is a lot of people are going to make a lot of money off of this. UPS is making a lot of money off of this, right? Like there's a lot of, let's call it trickle up economy that's happening here. But it's your elected officials in the United States that could change this, but I don't expect it to. Nana's Nifty Thrifting says, I don't want to pause this time, so just building up my Canadian buyers, but still tell my American friends to hang out, but won't be shipping there. I mean, yeah, like if they're willing to pay for shipping and are willing to pay the UPS charges, then you might as well say yes. Again, the only reason I would say Americans don't buy is if you live in an area like Resolute Bay, Nunavut, where there is no way that you have a UPS drop-off location anywhere near you, and it's going to cost you a lot of money to fly that stuff out, to get it to Yellowknife so that you can actually drop it off at a UPS location. Like, it is just not feasible. If you live somewhere like that, don't stop selling on Whatnot. Don't stop selling. But just say, look, I live in the middle of nowhere, and oh hey, I'm live again on YouTube. So if you live in those situations, that's where I would say, dear Americans, I'm sorry, but please don't buy from me because I can't ship to you. Okay? Otherwise, if an American is willing, if you say, like, because when they come in, an American comes into your show, okay, they are going to get a box like this that warns them that there's extra costs to buying from this show. Some people see that and they think it says don't buy from us at all, which it doesn't. But some people see that and that's what they think. So it's not that. It's not that you're not allowed to buy in this show. It's just that if you are an American and you buy in this show, there are going to be extra charges. And if someone comes into your show and asks you, what are those extra charges? Well, there's your government fees. And I wouldn't go into too much detail. Just say it's customs, taxes, duties, and tariffs. And also the customs brokerage fee from UPS, which is not insignificant. However, if they're coming into a show like the Crazy Bead Ladies, and they're purchasing statement collage brooches, then you know what? They're going to be willing to pay that price. Creed's Card says, I had someone refuse their package and then Whatnot refunded them the purchase price on me, and it was a game show, so he didn't hit and just refused it and got his money back. Oh, that is uncool. That is uncool. And did he return the item? Because I would have asked for it to be returned. I would definitely message Whatnot and be like, if you're going to refund him for something, like it was a game, unless you weren't using Whatnot systems properly, unless you were going against their terms and conditions for games, that's a different story. Was it someone in the US, Creed's Cards, or was it just somebody, period? Didn't have anything to do with the It was a US person. Interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to have some hiccups with this, and it is going to take time. And are you going to have less US buyers in your shows? Abso-freaking-lutely. He literally said it during the show that he was refusing because it was too expensive to do to pay to UPS. Yeah. Yeah, I think Whatnot's going to have to do a lot of but they refunded him and took it out of your ledger though. Even though it was because of UPS. It wasn't because yeah. Negative ledger due. Wow. I would definitely message support about that one and argue that yeah. Good for you. Yeah. You try and send me messages. Send me a direct message if you're having any issues. Sometimes you have to like repeat yourself 3 or 4 times before the person that reads it understands what you're about. But definitely ask for it to go. Blindsy says I had a similar issue as well on a $300 order. Shut the front. I mean, if it's $300 and you're paying $24, I mean, I think that's yeah. I don't. Whatnot's definitely going to have to figure something out there. Yeah, it should totally be okay. It should totally be okay. So Whatnot's definitely going to have to figure it out. Well, yeah, if it's $300 item, yeah. I mean, I think this is new to Whatnot too. This has been less than a month for Whatnot as well, right? So there's a lot of hiccups that they have to figure out. Hopefully, okay, good. I'm glad you sent them everything. Yeah, because it wasn't like if he returned to sender, then it should be marked as return to sender, and then Whatnot should know that that wasn't a refund request because he didn't get the item. That's probably what he put as the refund request was he didn't get the item, but he could have gotten the item. He just refused to pay the fees. I think we're gonna see a bit of that. We're definitely going to see a bit of that. I mean, I had a person message me and I said, look, you know what? Since it was only like a small amount, I said, if you want to, I will refund you. I'm okay with that. Like, I'll refund you. But that's because it was a small amount. But otherwise, forget it. Oh yeah, Timeless Treasure said, it'd be nice if we could turn off shipping to the US even temporarily. Yes, but Whatnot wants to be an international app, so it would sort of start like a little chain reaction. And there are a lot of US buyers who are willing to pay the amount of money. They're willing to pay the customs fees. And so it's just going to take time for them to get used to it because it's new to them. It's brand spanking new. So give them a little bit of time. Yes, we're going to have some stories that are not so great. But yeah, Blindsy says, I believe Whatnot is trying to figure out ways to help out Canadian buyers these days. Been seeing so many Whatnot advertising on YouTube and IG. Yes. Whatnot has been amping up its advertising in Canada. It has targeted social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube to start with, because that's where their top selling items are. That's where people are on, hey, stamp pickers, what's up? That's where you're going to find people. You're going to find people there. So if you don't have an Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and you're selling in like the Whatnot's top categories, you need to create one, because that's where people are. And so they're doing a lot of Whatnot Canada ads, and they've been extremely targeted about that. The other thing I would suggest is, like, if your local paper does a story about something. Good morning, stamp pickers. Corey, how are you? Say your local paper or your radio station or your television station does a story about something that you sell. Contact them and say, hey, I saw that story. Find out who the reporter is. I saw that story that you did. It was really awesome. I don't know if you're aware of Whatnot. I sell on Whatnot and blah, 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 blah. you approaching media yourself, like you're not being a Whatnot spokesperson. You are a seller on Whatnot talking about your business on Whatnot. You use Whatnot's a platform. Whatnot isn't your business. Whatnot is a platform that you use for your business. So you can go and say, I use this amazing app called Whatnot. It's really great. I'd love for you to check it out. Send them information, invite them to come and watch you do a show, whatever. Start doing your own advertising. And really important, Whatnot gives you a referral code that you can use, a link, an invite link, so that you can invite people to join Whatnot. When someone joins Whatnot, you get $5 and that person gets $15. So you're basically giving away money to people, and you get $5 out of the deal. So start sharing that invite code every, like, say you do it like once a month if you don't have a busy social media. If you do have busy social media, then do it like once a week or once every 2 weeks, whatever you think is the right amount for you. But do a little post where you share that invite link. You can do that in Instagram on your stories. You can create a clickable link, put that invite code into your link tree, so that on your social media posts or your bit.ly page, whatever you want to use, so that if someone's looking at your social media profile, they're going to see a link to your link tree or your bit.ly page, where it's like a landing page for all the links for all the different places they can go and learn more about you. They click on that and they're going to join Whatnot. So you can do it in so many different ways. You can invite people. Also, start inviting sellers, Canadian sellers, to join Whatnot. They will also invite people. Do you remember that? Anybody old enough to remember that? I think it was called Brett shampoo commercial, where it's like, and she tried this hey, Miss Coke gift wholesale, and Reptile Guy, what's up, and Robert Tang, hello. Robert Ang, hello. So it was this, I think it was Brett shampoo. It was, she got this shampoo and she just loved it, and she told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and the screen, your television screen, filled up. Like, it started with one lady and then 2 more people and then those 2 people and then those, and it became like this. The whole thing was filled with teensy tiny heads of all these different people who had been told about this shampoo and how everybody was using this Brett shampoo because it was the best shampoo in the world. That's what you need to do. If you tell 2 friends, or 20 or 200 or 2,000 friends, and they tell 2 friends and they tell 2 friends, we are going to build Whatnot. We've noticed a huge uptick in sports cards, sports memorabilia. Where else? Lego has seen a huge uptick. Brixie's been really involved in getting more people in the Lego community. The Lego community, stamps. Yes, stamps is growing. Vintage decor is slowly growing. Clothing had a huge uptick because of, thank you Canada Post for that particular strike, because we had like a huge influx of people coming from Posh over to us. Now, have they gone back to Posh? Yes. But there's a lot of them are still on Whatnot too. Sandpicker says, we have a huge community of dozens of regular buyers, but need some sellers and the category. We need the category back. Yes. Dear Whatnot, we need the stamp category back as its own category. Like, don't just, where is it under now? Is it under ephemera, I think? Did it get pushed back to ephemera? Hang on. I'm going to do another box. I need to keep working here. I'm going to work and talk. Yeah, it's under ephemera, which is not as accurate as it needs to be. Oh, please save this. Save that. What else is in here? Oh, save this. Save this. But stamps is several billion-dollar industry. Ephemera, not so much. Exactly. Yeah. Stamps is not the same as ephemera. Is it ephemeral? Yes, but it is a whole thing onto its own. Sorry. I'm trying to sort while we chat. Carry on chatting. Where? Woo! That can go in there. Where's this belong? I don't know. Okay. This is going over here. This is going over here. All right. Oh no, low power mode. Low power mode. All right. So last call to ask your question and share your shows, because then we are going to raid somebody. And if anyone has a suggestion of who I should raid, ideally a Canadian, please let me know. I'm gonna do another box while you guys share your shows and ask your last questions before we go. Go. All right. I'm trying to sort while I go. Sorting. All of this can go to auction. Woohoo! Stamp pickers. Corey says, feel free to pop into our show later this evening. Cool giveaways. And Thursday is for all requests from coins to stamps to cards and more. Sweet. Matt Media Hunter, good morning. How are you? Okay, last call to share your shows and ask your questions. And Stamp Pickers will answer any questions too if I can. Yeah, today, Corey, at 12:45 Eastern is when the minister is going to be making an announcement about the government's plans around the future of Canada Post, or however they worded it. But yes, of course, Blindsy, go for it. Yes, everyone's welcome to share your shows. And ask for follows, all that kind of stuff. MTG prize wheel tonight. Magic the Gathering prize wheel tonight at 11 p.m. with Malachi's Madhouse. I find all that fascinating. Ooh! Found the jewelry I was looking for. Okay. Go over here. I'm gonna have to reorganize my booth, I think, today. I think that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day after I charge up. Okay, last call for questions. Last call to share your shows. Blindsy, let me just check out your profile. Follow. Everyone follow Blindsy. View profile. 5.0 rating. Best Toronto authentic. ... On IG with Blindsy official surprise giveaways and mystery boxes in Toronto. Lilia's Chef. Ooh, these look really cute. Like they're little blind stuff. Blind boxes. Is that what it's called? Labubu and blind boxes. Where's Peacock Jewelry when you need her? Blindsy will be selling Labubu, and we are a new seller. So if you y'all looking for blind box, and I would be super happy to have you all in my shows. I find blind box fascinating. The hunter in me gets really excited about that. I get very excited, but then the prices go up and I'm like, I really don't need this plush thing, especially if you look at all these boxes around me. They're all mine. Misco Gift Wholesale. I'm selling perfume gift box. We'll start soon. Ooh, where are you located? Okay, everybody put up your flags for the country that you live in. And I'm just gonna see London, Ontario. Yay, you're close to a whole bunch of people in here. Cap City, how are you? Okay, let's see. Who can we raid? Does anyone have a suggestion? Thriftworks, Hodgepodge, no Canadians. Let's see, new sellers. Okay, doesn't show. Then the new seller, dear whatnot, the new sellers thing doesn't actually show where people are. Why does it in suggested? It shows you which country they're in, but not when you go to new sellers. Yeah, close to you. Woozy. Hello, how are you? Okay. All right, I'm just going to you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit the rate and then I'm gonna say there's somewhere in here there is a pick for me thing. So I'm just gonna let the app pick. Mr. Ornament. Okay. Mr. Ornament is pretty cool. Oh, connecting eras is on? Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. We will go there. Raid. No. Raid. Wait, I have to cancel this one. Hang on. Hang on. Ignore that. Cancel. Boop. Raid. I don't know. Why doesn't it show me people that I follow who are on? There we go. Select. Thank you, everybody. Raid now. Okay. Hopefully this works. Here we go. I love you guys so much. Have a great day. I'm going to be here under the auction tent for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to go home and take pills. Now, why doesn't it? Oh, something's screwed up. Hang on. All right. Hopefully this works. Is this the right one? I hope so. Yes. Okay.